Hey, Jaconda, thanks for coming over. Let's begin. Hey, Electra, let's start with a little happiness because I can use happiness every day. I want to thank Pharrell Williams for this song, which has inspired hundreds of millions of people around the world. Here we go. What? Because I'm happy. If you feel like if you feel like if you know happiness, you are around. Like that's what you want to do. Come on now with the church clap. Hey, Christine. Clap along. You feel like around. Clap along. If you feel like happiness, clap along. If you know happiness, you are. Clap along. If you feel like that's what you want to do. Clap along. If you feel like I'm. Come on, y'all. You feel that happiness is true. So clap along if you what happiness is to you. Hey, hey, clap along. You feel that that's what you want to do. Ain't nothing bring it down too high. Bring it down. Yes. Happiness is to you. That happiness is to you. Hey, clap along. Yes. Hey, hey, hey. All right. I love that song. I want to thank Pharrell. Christine say she clapping along. She ain't got no rhythm. It don't matter. I love that song. I want to thank Pharrell Williams because that song has brought so much joy to hundreds of millions of people worldwide. Worldwide, I remember he broke down in tears during an interview when he was told how that song had impacted the lives of so many people. I just love it. Now we have a lot to get into because child has just been busy. And I did put up the fair use doctrine because I'll be using some other content creators' videos. I have reached out to Conscious to you can't hear me well, Electra? Well, let me see. You need to turn the volume of your thing up. I don't know. I seem to be loud enough. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, I was singing just under, just providing a little background. um, yeah, I think he's one of the designers for the Louis Vuitton uh men's um men's line. He's just a wonderful young man, and I really thank him because he always acknowledges the creator in his stuff. And if you notice, he often brings the choir girl. He gonna bring the choir with him. Let me change this banner. Um, so, as I said earlier, I took a lot of notes. Uh, uh, oh, and the other thing is, this is for what, entertainment purposes only. Because sometimes I am actually entertaining. I want to thank everyone, all the people who donated to get me a ring light. I have ordered it. It is on the way. I can't tell you how surprised I was and just how moved I was that you would think enough to do that for me so that I can get this basic borderline bootleg uh, operation going up. Let's see other thank yous. Thank you. I want to thank Jaconda too, who has been riding with me since this channel started. Thank you so much, Jaconda, and for sending me videos of interest. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you that have come in tonight because it's Saturday night. And hey, John, and we got, yeah, hey, yeah, Pharrell is incredible. I want to thank you all for coming over tonight because I do know, Electra, that you have to get off early because you have to go to work early. So I just thank you for coming over. I really do. I want to get some of the things out of the way before we go in on some of the political um, foolery that's going on up down here in these United States of America. Also, if you are a supporter of the criminal defendant, Fulton County inmate, adjudicated RAPIST P01135809, you can move on, honey, because we are not those people over here. And we don't give a damn what you got to say, okay? Just move your ass along. I reported, or at least I spoke about, I ain't no reporter. I don't need to tell that lie. I spoke about a 8-year-old child whose mother was using her as her assistant to wax grown ass, funky ass women in her salon. Now, I had said that the internet and the interwebs have become a garbage can, but sometimes social media works. And because of the outrage that was shown by content creators all over the YouTubes, that woman has been, CPS was called. I think she's been arrested. And I mistakenly thought the child was 8 years old. She was actually 5. Now, why would you have your child handling hot ass wax and having to put wax on y'all's funky ass coochies and think that's all right? All of y'all's asses who were clients should be arrested or brought in for questioning something. And I also wonder why people post stupid shit like that on the internet. Well, I guess this is the world we live in. Meet George Jetson and Jane, his wife, daughter Judy, Elmo, and the dog. I forgot. Yes. Um, in like entertainment news, we have Beyonce's new country western music topping the charts, y'all. And the country music cheer, and some of them are very angry about that. They actually refused to put her music into rotation until the Beehive came and stung their asses. And now she's at the top of the country music charts. Now, also, K. Michelle, you may not know her. She's an excellent vocalist, and I do believe she resides in Nashville. Um, has been singing country music for a while, and she's got music out too, and it's absolutely fabulous. And not only K. Michelle, but there's a third woman that I heard whose name slips me right now, who also um, has a beautiful country music. It's sad that these racist attitudes have bled over into the music community, the universal language. I remember when back in the day when you would have the music awards and we had an R&B section and that was exclusively dominated by black R&B singers, and because there were so many white groups that began to study and listen to the music and whatnot. I think one of us was Justin Timberlake, part of the Backstreet Boys or something like that. It became urban contemporary music. And I don't know that anybody in the R&B sector who screamed about that. If it did, I don't know about it, but it could have been. But it's a shame that that many of the country music people had something to say about it and were unhappy about it. That man that played on the Dukes of Hazzard referred to her as a dog. Okay, okay. Where has your ass been? I don't remember the last time you were in a movie or doing anything or a television series or anything. So fuck you, man. The first country western singer I heard about that was black was Charlie Pride back in the 70s. And many of the people who were in the country music sector didn't like that. It's a shame. It's a shame. And we have dummies like Nikki Haley and Gums Tim Scott talking about that this isn't a racist nation. Thank you, Electra. Thank you very much. But he's on criminal defendant, Fulton County inmate and adjudicated RAPIST number P01135809. He's in that camp. So what do we expect? Some low vibrating motherfuckers. Hey, Selma. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope. And Christine, did I say hey to you? Okay. Jayon, I know I said hi to you. I thank you all so much. Also, in entertainment business, we have the sad news that Wendy Williams has been diagnosed with aphasia and dementia. So any hope of her ever returning to do shows is gone. I was not an avid follower of Wendy's show. Anytime I saw her show was usually in a doctor's office or something because they would have her show on. So I don't know much about her, but it's still she also had a huge following. She had a television show. I think she began in radio, and it's just very sad that she is now a mere shell of herself. So we think about her and her family. It has to be difficult for everyone in her life to hear this sad news. It's very sad. Now I'm going to move on to the black church sector. Now I spoke about Dr. Larry Reed on my last video. So if you are anywhere in the vicinity and you think I'm going to drag him, in the words of Dr. Lena Rodriguez, move along, pet. I'm not going to do that. I also explained that I became familiar with him through Conscious TV. I've been riding with Conscious since his very, very early days as a YouTube content creator. And in the early days, he was speaking on spiritual matters, very interesting shows. And Dr. Reed happened to come on as one of his guests with another young man called Truth Seeker. And it was a wonderful conversation. So that's how I became familiar with Dr. Reed. And I subscribe to his channel. I don't always catch all of his videos, but I go over from time to time. And what Dr. Reed was known for was talking about what was going on within the black church sector. Now, I gotta say, uh, I have grown very disgruntled with not just that sector, but these Trump supporting evangelicals and these dogmatic so-called Christians with a low C, the not a capital C, lowercase c, who are preaching hate and division from their pulpits. But just that the bullshit that you are hearing in the church uh, felt like that to me. It was just BS. And I have known that in just about every church that I have attended, that a pastor was being unfaithful. I have been hit on many times by pastors. So I know that a lot of bullshit goes on in the church. Anyway, when I did a reading on him, and we pulled the Hierophant, the Three of Pentacles, and the Sun. And after I looked at that reading again, the Hierophant we know represents the church. And the Three of Pentacles, I began to look at that card again because it's secret meetings and secrets, about money and whatnot. And I began to think that the content creators who are out here running their mouths about Dr. Reed are meeting and getting together in order that they might be able to cut deals based on the salaciousness, the videos that they've put out about him. And then we see the Sun, which means everything will be revealed. I really believe or felt that card meant that Dr. Reed is going to be just fine, because every time that I have heard him, he has always been, to me, pretty open about uh, his life. He's actually had a television show or YouTube show where he um, he shares his life. He shares his from the time he was a youngster to now to currently. So it's really kind of disgusting to me that in this age that we have, where they're calling you, where they're calling people, exposing people. I warn people that when you are out here pouring somebody else's dirt, you also are pouring your own. If you have firsthand knowledge of something, it's because your ass was there. So there is one particular YouTuber that I watched his entire show, and there were some things about him that bothered me. First, it was his mouth. You know how leeches have those mouths that grab onto something? His mouth distressed the shit out of me. I couldn't stand to look at him, even though I did watch his video. I just wanted to see what he was saying. And while he was doing his video, I kept hearing him say, "We got to get out of here. We got to get out of here." Well, Conscious uploaded a conversation he had with this gentleman's, I don't want to say his name, with this gentleman's landlord. So I'm going to see. Let me pull that video up. I should have had this stuff in order. Just so I'm leaving the screen for a minute. And I want you all to take a look at what was found out about this particular YouTuber. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen and pull up the conversation only, because it shed some light. Wait a minute. Let me see here. Let me see what I got going on here. Hold up. I'm going to mute you for a while. Hold up. Okay. I think I found it. I didn't mute you. Ooh, Lord. My mind is just traveling, y'all. Let me pull it up. This shed a little light on what this person was talking about. And I did reach out to Conscious to ask him if he would mind if I shared his content. I think he's a delightful young man. I love his perspective on many things. I don't always agree. You don't have to always agree with him. But I find him to be a very thorough researcher. And of course, Dr. Reed is his friend and mentor, and he is going to go up for him in that capacity. Also, from the very beginning, when all of the rumors began about 3 or 4 years ago by a YouTuber who had beef with Dr. Reed, Dr. Reed took him to court, and he won that case, and that content creator had to scrub his entire content that had any reference to Dr. Reed, and he is bound by the law to never repeat his name, use his likeness, none of that. I noticed when I went over there, he does have like this blacked out figure of him, but he doesn't mention the name, and he doesn't show his face. So let's just listen to some of the details that Conscious found out as he was, defending his friend.
And all the behind the scenes shit, etc., girl. So if there's any content creator girl who has the authority to speak if there's anybody whose voice actually matters, bitch, it would be mine. Let me calm down, girl. It's already Thursday. Because I'm trying to decide if I want to put on my bitch for this commentary. What y'all think? What's going on, City Boy? Hey, boo.
Oh,
hey, Link.
Let me kind of.
Should I put on my bitch? Because I got an angel on one side, and then I got that damn red devil pitchfork horned bastard on my right side. What y'all think? What y'all think? What y'all think, girl? My energy is very androgynous, honey. I could put that bitch on. Oh, girl, that pendulum, honey, she's swinging. Rent. She didn't want to rent. Period. Let loose, and I am the cold child. Y'all are a mess. So you guys know I did a part two, and in that part two, we end up having a emergency hearing because the natural forces of the universe had brought me and V. Terrell Hill's landlord into contact,
Terrell
girl.
Hill
And you know, she
is
ended up spilling the
the
deets
gentleman
because
who
that woman was mad as
put
all
out
hell
the first
that
video.
Vincent was basically 5 to 6 months behind his rent. She didn't want to rent to him any fucking way because he had bankruptcies and other discrepancies on his rental history. She took a chance on him. Then he squatted her property. She had to go to housing court in order to evict his ass. And while he was running around trying to sweep in front of everybody else's front door, claiming why he isn't jealous and what does he have to be jealous of as it relates to Larry girl, what the truth teller himself didn't tell nobody, child. It's like he was grifting for a paycheck in a Klondike bar. So, you know, it was a hot mess, you know, but they always conveniently, you know, leave their motive and their actual circumstances, you know, out of the equation while they grift off an audience. So, as that's happening, and I'm giving you part two, I get a influx of comments saying T.S. Madison's employee was yabba dabba doing and had corroborated what Vincent had said. Now, I had been seeing it all over my algorithm, but I had not bothered to watch because I personally didn't give a damn about what T.S. Madison's employee had to say or had to add. But since you guys had, you know, blew it up and you guys wanted me to really respond to it, child, I said, you know what, let me go ahead and go over there, girl. So I caught myself going over there and super speeding through that shit, girl. It was a speed listen. I had that shit on the highest speedometer. And I'm listening. I'm like, okay, girl, this girl didn't corroborate anything other than the fact that she was lied to as well. So then, per y'all's request, I came back here and I gave pretty much my commentary and my breakdown, did the math for him, and then pushed on through. Okay? Whether she pays him by check or pays him by clout, he's getting paid. Okay? So I leave that commentary and go on about my business. Okay? I had other shit to do. And so I'm on the phone with a friend and I get notified that T.S. Madison's employee has in fact commented. Okay? And she's clearly etched. You know, she's got.
I think I gave you the wrong one because he actually, you can actually hear the landlord speaking about this particular YouTuber and how he was all these months and months and months and months and months behind in his rent, and that's what. That's why I wanted to put that up because he actually recorded his conversation with the landlord. And the woman went into deep detail about not only that he was behind his rent, that he was able to come up with some of it and then insist that she had to work with him. And she said, I don't have to work with you because we don't have a contract anymore. And eventually went to eviction court and had to have him get out. And the state in which he left her property was so disgusting that she is now in court demanding every penny that is owed. Now, in my humble opinion, I think that this is all a money grab because Dr. Reed has a thriving church. He is well loved within the church community. And again, I say he's always, as far as I know, been very open about the abuse that he had as a young man and by men, by his cousins, by relatives. I mean, you know, that's usually how things occur. Abusive situations occur. It starts in the family. He has a YouTube TV show called Reading Things My Way, where his family members, all of them get on, and they discuss not only what has happened with him as a child, as a young man, but also how, you know, also addressing some of these issues. My thing is, why do we give a shit? Why are Christians so damn possessed and wanting to know about who somebody else is laying with. It seems to me that Christians are just far too interested in sex. Why is that? Talk about your own shit. Talk about your sex life. It must be pretty fucking dull if you have to insert yourself into the life of someone who is, someone else's sex life. There is no love like Christian hate, baby. The good Christian children are by far the most judgmental, the most unforgiving people on the planet. So that is all I'm going to say about it. I think that this is a money grab. Dr. Reed has been known to help people pay their bills, pay their rent. And outside of that first lawsuit I mentioned, he's prevailed in 2 others, I believe. This particular gentleman accused him of misusing church funds, and that has angered him to the point where he's letting him know that, first of all, that's illegal, that my lifestyle is not funded by monies that are contributed and designated for the church. And anybody saying that can look forward to being served. And I don't blame him. It just, the whole idea about being a Christian these days is absolutely baffling, because I don't hear any of the teachings of the Christ anymore. I hear perversions of what their Holy Bible says. Now, I do not accept the Bible as the inerrant word of God. I do feel that it is inspired, because anything a man puts his hand to instantly becomes tainted. And there are other gospels, the Gnostic gospels. There are the oldest Bible that is oldest written Bible, I think, is in Aksum, Ethiopia, where it is believed by some that the Ark of the Covenant resides. And there's nothing big, there's nothing fancy about this church. Only the priests can enter. And if you know that in the Bible that only the priests could enter and plead their causes to the Creator, within the Christian belief, the house of Aaron. So I just wanted to say, I really wished that people would stop using the internet. And that, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But that if you have something, a beef with another person, that you contact them directly instead of putting out salacious and malicious stories and lies in order to get you clicks and views. And at the same time, this leech mouth motherfucker is saying that he's got a course where he's gonna help other people, I think, cleanse their souls or something like. Boy, bye. You got the money that you said he owed you, and it was a substantial amount of money. And what it says to me is that you didn't handle it correctly or very well, because there's no reason you should be 8 months behind. I don't know any landlord that's going to let you stay in their spot that length of time. So while you pointing fingers at Dr. Reed, you must understand that you have 3 coming back at you plus your thumb. You got them pointed at you. What have you done? What did you do while you were there? So that's enough of that. Now let's get on to political commentary because that's what y'all come over here for me to rant. You want me to rant about some shit. And I did want to play. My title is I got I got me some dollar store Timu made in China sneakers that I spray painted and wanted to know if y'all was interested in buying some. Because the criminal defendant, Fulton County inmate number P01135809 and adjudicated RAPIST now is selling gold sneakers with red bottoms. From what I understand, the red bottoms might end up placing him in another lawsuit with the Louboutin people who initiated the red bottoms for the heels. But I just want to play you, and also if you've been listening, there was a commentator on a right-wing channel saying that, you know, black people are going to buy these sneakers because they like sneakers. So with that said, I'm going to share my screen with another content creator who Politics by Tabitha. Y'all go over and check her out. She does a wonderful job of making short videos with excellent commentary. So I'm going to pull that up and we're going to listen to her and what seemed to have happened. At oh just let me mute this thing because I ain't trying to sell y'all no collagen. Hold on for a minute. Now I'm back and I'm going to share this particular video of Politics by Tabitha. Y'all go over and subscribe to her channel because it's wonderful. Okay.
Bro, this is the first look at Trump's shoes right here. Crazy. Let me see the size. Donald Trump has his own shoe. Yo, tell me about those a little bit. You know anything about them?
You see, when you come on the internet, being a clown, especially a clown for Donald Trump, you don't get to come on here just wearing the clown shoes. No, you must wear the entire clown outfit. When you come on here supporting a clown by wearing and promoting the clown shoes, you must wear the entire clown outfit. So I added the hair, I added the nose, and I added the bow tie. The perfect clown outfit for a clown representing a clown. And lastly, before I end this video, I want you all to know that I believe this entire video is for promotional purposes only. I do not believe that this man is walking around at SneakerCon and just so happens to walk up to this black man and see that he's wearing the new Donald Trump Air Grift ones. No, this whole video is an act. It's all planned. It's for promotional purposes. And them using a black man is by design. It's a part of the plan, right? Number one, they have been spending millions upon millions of dollars to bring black men into the Donald Trump Republican camp. And it's working. It's working. And number two, black men and women are very influential. They don't like to pay us, but they know that we are very influential. Mm-hmm. They know that if black men and women buy onto a product and talk about the product, they know that other black people will then buy and support the product. They know that Black culture, Black American culture, is the culture. And it is why that you have artists like Pink and Miley Cyrus and Justin Timberlake. It is how they were able to establish their musical career. See, they started with R&B music, with hip hop music, with soul music. And then when they gained the following, the notoriety that they gained, then they moved on over to what their true hearts desires as far as music. That's just an example. It carries over into so many different industries. That's all I got.
You see? So we gonna buy some Trump sneakers. We gonna spit out $400 for some made in China shoes. And because whether you know it or not, black money is in the trillions of dollars per year in this economy. We are the biggest consumers in this economy. So we're hearing the commentator on the show saying that we're going to buy the sneakers because what? Because black people like sneakers. And they're really doing an outreach to black men because black men that support him feel like he's this gangster motherfucker. They don't understand that he's one of the weakest people on the planet, that he knows he's a loser and a failure. But one more thing that I'm going to play that Tabitha reported, it has to do with a speech that he gave at a black conservative organization. And I'm not going to say nothing right now because I'm going to mute you because it made my blood pressure go up. My blood pressure went through the fucking roof. So just hold on a minute. Let me pull up that video, also narrated by Tabitha. Shout out to Politics by Tabitha. I'm back. Now, one of these days, I'm going to get real smooth at doing this. I've been watching so many videos that, you get your history gets full. But listen to this. Listen to what Donald Trump said in front of a black conservative foundation, whatever they call themselves. What he said to these people, these black folks who showed up. Let me make sure that I'm not muted. Okay, here we go.
Here this week, Donald Trump and the Republican Party told black people that they felt they were dumb enough to vote for Donald Trump because he came out with a sneaker line. As if that wasn't insulting enough, as if that wasn't offensive enough, Donald Trump went before a group of Black people, the Black Conservative Federation out in South Carolina. They had some gala where Donald Trump was the speaker. And here are the highlights from his speech.
These lights are so bright in my eyes that I can't see too many people out there. But I can only see the black ones. I can't see any white ones. You see? That's how far I've come. That's how far I've come. That's a long way, isn't it? These lights. We've come a long way together. Unlike racist Joe Biden, I've spent my entire life working hand in hand with Black Americans to create jobs, build buildings, invest in our communities, and expand opportunity and freedom for citizens of every race, religion, color, and creed. And we have. I built a lot of buildings, and I want to tell you, a Black worker is a great worker. You've done an incredible job. They've done an incredible job. The Black people are so much on my side now because they see what's happening to me happens to them. Does that make sense? I've heard that. When I did the mugshot in Atlanta, you know, the mugshot, we've all seen the mugshot. And you know who embraced it more than anybody else? The Black population. It's incredible. You see Black people walking around with my mugshot. You know, they do shirts and they sell them for $19 a piece. It's pretty amazing. Millions, by the way, millions of these things have been. I'm being indicted for you, the Black population. I am being indicted. And then I got indicted a second time and a third time and a fourth time. And a lot of people said that that's why the Black people like me, because they have been hurt so badly and discriminated against. And they actually viewed me as I'm being discriminated against. It's been pretty.
I want you to understand. I want to make sure we're clear. He gave this speech in front of a group of Black people, the Black Conservative Federation. He gave this speech in South Carolina. All of that applause, laughter at his racist tirade was by Black people. We all know that Donald Trump has not done anything for Black people. Specifically, Joe Biden has done a whole lot more for Black people and the Black community. I'm not going into specifics. I'm not going digging for statistics. We have done that repeatedly over and over and over again. And if you want to believe at this point that Donald Trump has done more for Black people, if he's done anything for Black people, that is your decision. And that's your decision made in complete ignorance. Did you notice that Donald Trump chuckled when he said that Black people think that he is like them, that he too is being discriminated against? He chuckled because he knows he's not being discriminated against. He knows he is a privileged white man. And the reason why he is free is because he is a privileged white man. Any Black person who believes that Donald Trump is being treated like Black people, I want you to ask yourselves, if you had 91 different charges and have been indicted 4 different times, would you be free to go from state to state to state to do rallies, to talk shit on the internet, to do interviews? Would you be free to do what Donald Trump is doing? Or would you be behind bars waiting for your trial? Last thing, the man is a complete buffoon. If any Black person is walking around with a t-shirt that has Donald Trump's mugshot on it, It is not in support of Donald Trump. We are mocking Donald Trump. He's too stupid to know that. Listen, I am highly offended. I am highly insulted that these fools in the Republican Party believe that they can peddle this bullshit and black people are going to come on board. So now black people, they think they can stand openly and completely insult you and laugh at you, and you are going to support them. Now, granted, the people in the room, the black conservatives, they are lost.
I don't know what to fucking say. That he's being mistreated. He acts as if he didn't, he just found out about the injustices within our justice system as it pertains to black people, particularly black men. He acts as if he just found out something new. Let's just talk for a moment. Your daddy was busted at a Klan rally. Your daddy was sued because he didn't want to rent to black people. You took out full-page ads against 5 young men and called for their execution before they had ever been charged or indicted or had their trial. And those young men were in prison for years until that case was reopened. And they acquitted them, found them innocent. That it was all about the cops wanting to close something really quickly. He referred to them as animals. That's what he refers. He refers to black women as dogs. And y'all gonna sit up and cackle and kiki while he's looking at you, telling you, yeah, I'm just like you, because black, all y'all is fucking criminals. Y'all, that we know that, y'all are criminals. This is beyond despicable. The Owens of the world would have us say that if we're Democrats, we're slaves. Bitch, I beg to differ. What we saw was a bunch of tap dancing motherfuckers saying, yes, I'm massa. Thinking that his shit was, I can't see nobody but the black people. That the black people are loving me and on my side because I'm being treated like y'all. No, sir. You get to walk out of these places and get on a private plane. You get to live, even though it's a country club, it ain't designated to be a living quarters. You get a chance to fly back to that unholy ground called Mar-a-Lago. And you dare say that the experience you're having is the same as the experience that black people are having. And I want to say to the black conservatives, you are damn fools if you vote for this man. You are damn fools. He don't give a shit about you. He don't give a shit about he don't give a shit about his own spawns. He will throw them and anybody else under the bus if it serves his purposes. and to the rappers who are supporting him. Y'all some damn fools. He's using you because he wants to pull in other black men voters. Y'all gonna support him because he gave us $1,400 checks. He's a cheap fucking date. If you had done any kind of research or had been paying attention, you can thank Mother Pelosi that you got a dime. She was trying to get him to give $2,800 stimulus checks. He and his tribe weren't going to give you a goddamn dime. And y'all stupid asses running around praising him, standing with him. You some damn fools. And I'm disgusted that you would stand behind this man, a known racist. Someone who uses the word nigger in reference to black folks often, all the time, when he doesn't have the cameras in front of him and the mics on, as he just took a snort of Adderall or maybe something else, sniffing all the way through, lying to y'all, and y'all just cackling, kikiing. You probably walked up to him and shook his hand and swooned and talked about how you gonna support him. Yes, massa. I's gonna vote for you. We got the Klan Congress. See, the Klan understood the same thing we understood. We became very educated people so that we can get into the halls of Congress and in the Senate and in cabinets. Well, the Klan followed suit. Now, you wouldn't know that by Mr. Ed Jr., a.k.a. Barney Rubble, a.k.a. Trader Green, because she's just a fucking idiot. She can't half read, and everything that comes out of her mouth is total bullshit. They understood that I can educate myself and put on a business suit instead of my hood and robe, and I can go sit in the halls of Congress. For all of y'all talking about what President Obama didn't do for us, Google it. He had to do it by executive order because he had a Klan Senate and a Klan Congress who, even if he agreed with them, were never going to they would never cross the aisle and shake the black man's hand because they were determined to have him be a one-term president. Y'all some stupid motherfuckers, and I mean that. If you're gonna vote for this man, thinking he meant anything the money he promised to the historically black colleges and universities never got there. But under Biden, it's gotten there. They've gotten their money. President Biden has canceled billions of dollars in college fees and debts. He's arranged for those that need the insulin to not have to decide whether you're going to get insulin or get food. So now you can get your insulin for $30 instead of $300. He's created great paying jobs for folks who don't have college education but have trades. You don't think President Obama did anything for black people? Google it. One of the things he did by executive order was disallow the redlining of black borrowers. And when the criminal defendant, Fulton County inmate number P01135809 and adjudicated RAPIST, came to be the president, he reversed all of that, claiming that he had inherited a mess. No, you didn't. Shit was in pretty good shape when you got there. You created a mess. But you didn't do a damn thing for black people. I have heard of people who are at Charles Stanley's church in Atlanta, which is one of the largest churches in that city. He had a tremendous television ministry and whatnot. And he played the members of that church like a bass fiddle, claiming he was giving his life over to the Lord. Look, he thinks he's God. He has compared himself to the Christ. Now he's comparing himself to Alexei Navalny, who was killed by Russia. Your dumbass sons come on talking the same bullshit. This is like Russia. This is like third world country. No, it ain't, niggas. It is not. Have you heard about Navalny? Have you heard about the people that just somehow fall out of windows or get poisoned? Navalny's body has just been returned to his family. They were even going to try to that little short man over there was holding the body hostage and probably would never allow anyone but somebody he's appointed to do any kind of autopsy. I shudder to think the condition that man's body is in. But this is a man of God. This is the man that at CPAC everybody was praising and had the golden idol out there. I thought that was against your Christian beliefs to worship idols. He so badly wants to be a victim. He is anything but. Why the fuck are you sending your hard-earned money to a billionaire, an alleged billionaire, who's flying in his private plane and lives in luxury and whatnot? How? Why are you sending your money to him? If he got it like that, can't he pay his own shit? That's because it's a lie. I heard a woman on a YouTube video who looked like she needed to go see the dentist because her mouth looked like the fireplace with the ashes swept out. She needed to take her money and go see an orthodontist. And she talking about we want to contribute so that he can keep his finances going. What? What the fuck are you talking about? I thought I was going to come over here and speak nicely, but I got an allotment of fucks I got to use and motherfuckers I got to use. So I'm trying, I got holdover from last year. So I'm trying to use last year's fucks and motherfuckers. That shit we just saw, it just, I lost all my, if I had any religion, I lost it all. A gentleman gets up at CPAC and say we weren't able to overthrow the government on January 6th, but we're going to overthrow with this, holding up a cross. I got to ask you, what God are you serving? He acts as if he's not involved, that everything's just going to fall apart. No, sir. We were standing before your ass was even thought of, and we will continue to stand. Eric gets on and says, my father built a New York skyline. Nigga, you stupid. You believe that kittens grow up to be dogs. Shut the fuck up. There was a skyline before them handfuls of buildings that your daddy put up. And there will continue to be a skyline because building will continue to go on. And you got idiots like Comer Pyle and Jim Jordan who you can't even humiliate these fools. They got with their the Biden crime family, and they're gonna impeach and blah blah, and every fucking witness, reliable and credible witness you have called, has been working for the Russian government, have been crooks. One is a fugitive on the lam. Smirnov just got arrested again in California because a magistrate judge in Nevada didn't see him as a flight risk. What? He was probably with his attorneys trying to figure out an escape plan. But a district court judge in California said, oh, no. Lock his ass up and let him stay there until we move this forward. And when they did a poll on who was the best presidents and the worst presidents, his ass was pointed out as being the worst president ever. I don't know about you. I'm sure you feel the way I do. I am exhausted with this demon having his foot on the necks of every citizen in America. And it's going to take years to clean up the mess, just the way he shits in his diaper. He has shat all over this country, all over the laws. He's been lawless. He's never had to answer for anything he's done. So he's used to that shit. He thinks that's how it works. But oh no, son. You created this mess, and now you're going to have to answer for it. Hell, you had a good run. You've lived a great life and still living a good one. But at some point, your shit boomerangs and comes right back to you. Now he's cutting up pieces of his suits that he wore when he was booked in Fulton County. I hope y'all don't get any pieces around his butt and all up between his legs, because that's got to be some funky stuff. Maybe some shit stains are on it from overflow. You selling roach killer under the guise of it being parfum and cologne. You selling made in China Temu gold sneakers. And for that brother that stepped out, nigga, if you put a dime into it, you was a damn fool. I want to think that perhaps somebody saw you and thought it was an opportunity to once again mislead people, especially black people, you think we're that stupid? Some of us are incredibly stupid. Yeah. And that's across the board. Black, white, Asian, Latino, Hispanic. There's, stupidity crosses all lines, all social status, all communities. But what I know, because I worked at a polling company that, while it is small, it is one of the biggest polling companies that conducts Republican polls all over this nation. And what they do with polling is that they poll Republicans. They don't poll Democrats. When you're doing a poll, they're calling people of that same party. And when I was actively doing that, and I may do it again this year, I had more people say to me that were Republicans. Some lifelong Republicans say they would never vote Republican ever again. They're not out announcing that. They're not putting that shit out there like that. But you think that you got every Republican voter? Millions of them voted for Joe Biden. And they'll do it again. That speech he gave has just left me unhinged. What the fuck? They would have had this if I were conservative, or if I had been in attendance. They would have had to ask my black ass to get up out of there with a quickness. So, y'all, we have to come out and vote for our very lives, our very way of life. Do you think people would risk their lives to come to this nation if they didn't see it as a nation where dreams could be realized? The only people complaining about democracy are the MAGAs and his cult members who think he is the greatest president of all. That's because he appeals to their fear, to their self-loathing and hatred, to their hatred of everybody else. And to those truckers who are threatening to not pick up any loads or deliver any loads to New York, tell you something, son, that's your gig. Maybe you got it like that so you don't have to work like that. But I bet if you go home and ain't got no check to put in mama's hand to take care of the family, you ain't got no home either. So y'all pull that stupid stunt. Do it. You may fuck up your whole driving career, baby. Because when you're paid to take a load, that's what your gig is to do. Deliver products. I know that some days for me it just gets to be too much, and I know that I get a bit stressed out about it, but you know what? I still go back to my happy place. Play me some Pharrell and be happy. Because what we focus on is what will eventually manifest. So we must focus on making sure and thanking the creator of all things, that Kamala Harris, Vice President Harris, and President Joe Biden and his administrations remain in office for another term. Because if he were to get in, we may never get out of it. Because as it is, we have a lot of trash to repair based on his selfishness, his greed, his over inflated ego, his lies. And it's difficult to be sympathetic to someone, to such a wretched creature. And you have to wonder, who are these MAGAs working for? Remember when those Republicans on the 4th of July were in Russia speaking with Putin? That feels to me like that was the money deal. That now they got the cheese. They have to keep allow this bullshit to come into our way of life. America is not perfect. There's still a lot of work to do, because we are at a point where we have to define this nation. We gonna either be what we say we are, or we are not. So make sure you are registered to vote. Help somebody else get registered to vote. Get a van and take the people down to the polling place if they need help to get to the polling station to vote. If you're out of town, as I am, get your absentee ballot. Get it back to the voting station with a quickness. We can't go to sleep on this one. And I know it makes us tired, gives you headaches. Shit like we just heard, making your blood pressure go up. I don't usually dip my toe into the entertainment world, or even, as I said earlier, in the church world like that. I felt compelled to speak on Dr. Reed because I like him. And it hurts me that clout chasers, broke ass motherfuckers are out here spreading what they, you have a right to say what you have to say. You have a right. But why now? Why are you doing it now? Because your ass is broke and you need money, and you know that you probably can't go to him and ask him for a dime. I leave that to other content creators who are active in that community, or I love going on, I listen to some of the celebrity stuff, but I don't speak on it. I spoke on Beyonce's chart-topping country western tune. I actually listened to it. I liked it. I like it. I was born in the state of Nevada. All we had was rock and roll and country music, and I mean that real gut bucket country music, which I felt was the white folks blues. I love Patsy Cline. I actually sing one of her songs. You don't love me, it's plain. That's great too. But it's sad that in a space where we are supposed to bring some joy, some happiness, some encouragement, some solace, that racism is involved in it, in that space. It's very sad. So we have been on here for an hour and a half. I know that's long enough. It's Saturday night, and I know you have other things to do. I might begin to come on earlier. Tia hasn't been feeling well, so y'all keep her in your thought. I think Dr. Victoria Servo talked about I guess it's where Pluto is stationed, that has all of us feeling sluggish and tired and lethargic. And, it's ridiculous of us to think that we're not connected to the entire creation, that there are times when a certain planet is in place of metals are pulled from your body, that it affects your entire body. I know that I've been dragging, and I've been wanting to sleep a lot, sleeping a lot. And because usually I'm bouncing off the walls, I welcome the sleep. But I want to thank each and every one of you that popped in, popped out, popped in. We don't, I don't have a huge following, probably because I wasn't coming on a regular basis. I intend to do that more this year. However, I am ever so thankful for those of you who come over and spend some time with me. I don't have to have, as much as I'd like to have lots of likes and subscriptions and stuff, I enjoy our little group, our tribe. I enjoy you all so very much. So play Pharrell Williams Happy. Get up and play you some Happy and be happy. When you find yourself slipping, find something that makes you laugh. And by all means, you be kind and you be patient to yourself, because kindness costs nothing. When you are kind to yourself, you have the ability to be kind to others, and it costs us not a dime. It can be a smile. It can be a hello. It can be checking in on somebody. We can make a difference. We are the difference that we wish to see in the world. And don't give up. If you get tired, take a break. Get off all electronics. Sit in quiet meditation. Power up yourself. You can't run. We can't run on empty. Just like a car can't run without fuel or electricity, we can't either. So take care of yourselves. I have a book where I have recorded y'all's names. Each time I come on, I write your names. I don't care if every time you come on, your name gets in my book. And in my meditation and in my prayer time, I lift you up. I lift you up. And I'm going to leave us with Christine's message. Never give up hope. That's what began this long, strange dream we share for this nation we all have. Hope and dream. Spread goodness where we can love y'all. Yes. Thank you so much, Christine. I appreciate that. And I look forward to seeing y'all again, baby, when I got the ring light, hunty. And you can actually see my face. Also, I'm headed to a new adventure. I'm very excited about it. I did get a chance to sing, was it last week or the week before, in one of the premier venues here in this city of Los Angeles. And I received a whole heap of applause. So I guess a girl still got it. Until we meet again, y'all ride with the angels. Take care now. Good night. Mwah.